What's up, Midget Nation, and welcome to the 10th episode of the Freeburg Fan Zone podcast. Today's episode, recorded on February 25th, features February Girls Athlete of the Month and first ever Freeburg wrestler to go to state, Grace Stratton, along with her teammate, one of the other most successful wrestlers in our new program, and 5-star kicker and punter, Dane Olmstead. We also had future co-hosts of the podcast, Nicholas Whitney and Will Cook, sit in with us today, learn the ropes. Here we go! Hello, I'm here with wrestlers Grace Stratton and Dane Olmstead. How are you guys doing today?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good.
I'm doing pretty good.
So, wrestling is a pretty new sport at Freeburg, and last time Dane talked about how he got started. But Grace, how did you get into it?
I wrestled a little bit when I was younger. So once Freeburg got introduced to wrestling team, I kind of thought about it. But last year I decided to stick with basketball. But coaches Dan, he kind of got me into it, so he convinced me to play this year.
And what's a typical day of wrestling practice like for those who just don't know what it's like or are thinking about joining the team?
I mean, if you're thinking about joining the team, you better be ready to put some work in. I mean, we never get a day off at every single practice. It's just a grind. There's a whole lot of conditioning to get you through a 6-minute match. So every practice really just prepares you for the toughest match you're going to face.
Yeah, especially like on our gut days when we go outside, we run like 1,500-yard sprints, do stairs like 9 or 10 times, and then just buddy carries and all that.
What's a buddy carry?
You get to like sprint 100 yards with someone on your back.
Oh, that sounds tough for sure.
Yeah.
How do you guys prepare for a match on match day? You know, I'm sure football you have warm-ups that you guys both go through, and baseball, soccer you go through specific warm-ups and stretches. But what do you do to prepare for a wrestling match?
A lot of wrestling, I think, is more of a mentality. I mean, like, if you're mentally tired, you're not going to perform as well. So I usually try to get a lot of sleep the day before. I get a good meal in after weigh-ins, and I try to hydrate a lot. But I just kind of get right mentally. The warm-up, it's a lot of just getting your body warm, but the warm-up definitely doesn't prepare you for how hard a real match is.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in being loose and stretching out, so I like to get a good stretch, and then from there I just like to listen to the music I like and get locked in.
So what's going through your guys' head whenever you're out there and you're on the mat and you're actually wrestling them?
It's all butterflies, and once you step on that mat and the whistle blows, it's all adrenaline takes over, and you don't really hear anything. You're just in the zone, locked in.
Yeah, I mean, every once in a while you'll hear your coaches or fans cheering, but I mean, you literally hear nothing, especially with the headgear on. It's like he said, you're literally nervous up until really you shake their hand, and then from there it's like you literally adrenaline takes over. You're ready to go, and really for me, I just think about what moves I want to do, and whenever I go into a match, I already have a game plan set out. But obviously, everything they do changes that. But it's just really game plan, and there's a lot of nervousness before going onto the mat.
So you said you do have a game plan. What is the game plan for a match?
I mean, if you ever watch my matches, it's literally it's like a takedown in the first couple seconds of the match, literally every single time. For guys, it's a little bit different, but almost every girl I've gone against, it's literally I just go for a takedown right away. So every time I go into a match, that's all I'm thinking about.
Dan, what about you? What's your kind of strategy?
I like to just really tie up aggressively and try to hit my throw by, but if I can't, I try to get to a double leg and then just work from there.
Do you guys change your strategy depending on the person that you're wrestling, or does it stay the same for the most part?
I try to hit a throw by at least every match in the beginning, but it could depend. Sometimes I get in weird positions. Maybe they shoot first and I have to react off of them, but it's all the same mindset.
For me, I'd say obviously going against guys, it's a lot different. They're a lot stronger, so I definitely have to change my game plan because they're more aggressive. They shoot first, but with girls, they try to tie up on me, but usually I just, snap their head down, going for a takedown, try to get the first move on them. And
you guys were talking about what you do and don't hear during a match, but when you go as a fan, you see and you hear your guys' coaches yelling at you pretty much the whole match from the sideline. How much of that do you guys actually retain?
Maybe 10% of it. I mean, right before the match, they can only tell you so much, and then when you get out there, your mind just shuts down and only focuses on what you want to do. So it's kind of hard to listen to your coaches at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes if I'm in a good position, I'll look up at my coaches, see what they're saying, and if I'm looking at my coaches, I can pretty well understand what they're saying, but during the match, I hear absolutely nothing.
Dane, you want to give a little update on your football recruiting and what's that been like for you?
It's going well. I got a lot of connections through my trainer, Austin Seibert, so he's been putting in a lot of words with some big schools. Two of them that he's told me about are USC and Kentucky, and then I've talked to Western Kentucky before. And the main goal, though, is I want to go to Mizzou, so just got to keep working, hit their camp this summer.
Have you talked to their coach at all or not yet?
Not yet. I mean, I'm pretty close to their kicker, Blake Craig, but other than that, not much.
Yeah, sophomore's pretty early anyways, especially for kicking. Did you want to punt in college too, or just kick?
Yeah, I've been working on punting probably more than I have been kicking for the past 3 months, so I just want to have my best foot forward and be a combo guy in college. So if they need a punter and a kicker, I'm their guy.
What's your longest kick so far?
Field goal in practice hit 67, and then punting, it could be like anywhere from 65 yards in the air with like 4.9, 5.0 second tank time.
Did you say 67 is your longest field goal?
Indeed.
Dang, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
If you can do that, you're definitely going to have a good career going somewhere.
I hope.
And shout out to Austin Seibert. Had a great year, and he
Yep.
comes back to train kids at Freeburg
Indeed.
from all over the area. He's with the Commanders now, right?
Yep.
So, all right, now we're going to take a break for an ad, and then we come back, we're going to play Freeburg Feud. The Freeburg wrestling team has made quite the name for themselves in just the second year of their program, and if you want to make a name for yourself, then participate in the Midget Athletic Booster Club's Queen of Hearts raffle that takes place every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Stop in at any of our 3 locations, Next Up Bar and Grill in Freeburg, the Tailgate in Smith End, or Brickhouse Bar and Grill in St. Laborie during the normal business hours to buy your ticket. Then on Wednesday nights, head on over to our friends at any of the 3 locations to get some great food, have a great time with others from the community, and hopefully win that prize money. FCHS students, be on the lookout for upcoming information regarding Bettering the Berg Day, a fun-filled day sponsored by the Freeburg High School Psychology Club, which will feature guest speaker Brittany Richmond at a school-wide assembly, followed by 2 breakout activities of your choice. Class shirts will also be made available for this special event, and Mrs. Shook and her Psychology Club will be giving out attendance prizes. So make sure you're checking your email and following the Psychology Club on social media for more info regarding Bettering the Berg Day on April 17th. All right, welcome back, and now it's time for Freeburg Feud. So this works just like Family Feud. I'll say the question, and then you guys both get the buzzer, and whoever hits the buzzer first gets to answer first, then the other person will answer. Each question's worth a certain amount of points depending on how many people said it. All right, you guys got your buzzer out and ready to go?
Yep.
Question number 1. The best part about snow days is...
No homework.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, now you answer.
Sleeping
Grace.
in.
All right. Who was the best Super Bowl halftime performer?
Michael Jackson.
Katy Perry.
All right. Best Super Bowl snack is...
Hot wings.
Pepperoni pizza.
Oh, that is an interesting answer there. I don't know how often I associate pepperoni pizza with the Super Bowl. But last week we were off for President's Day. What U.S. president would have been the best wrestler in high school?
I think probably Theodore Roosevelt, because he has some mass on him, so I think he probably could have thrown down a little bit.
I'm going to go Ronald Reagan because he played football in high school, so pretty built guy, pretty young guy. I think he got that.
All right, last one. The best wrestler turned actor is who?
Oh my gosh.
Batista.
John Cena. No, Brock Lesnar. Wait, he didn't even beef. I'm tripping. Hold up.
You said Brock Lesnar?
We're talking WWE or like actual like
They
college
got to be
wrestling?
an actor, though.
Yeah.
Like John Cena.
Okay. Who did you say first?
I don't remember. I think it was John Cena.
Brock Lesnar.
And who is that? Is he wrestling WWE or is
No,
that
he's a
college?
UFC champion.
Oh,
He
okay.
won a national title for Minnesota though.
All right, we're going to add up the total here.
I lost last year too, so hopefully
Dude, what game did we play last year? Was it this or
teachers
something else?
won.
Oh, that's right.
That's a kind of sold you.
It's not even on
It's
this. You
not
don't
on
give
there.
them a point.
He said pepperoni.
Pizza isn't a Super Bowl thing.
I put
That's nuts.
buffalo chicken dip. I should have said buffalo chicken dip. Everyone
Wings are
has
definitely
that.
higher.
All right, so Grace is our winner today with the score of 24-14. I'll go through some of the answers. The best part about snow days is no schoolwork or just like doing nothing. Dane, you got 8 for that. Grace, you said sleeping in. That was 6. That was the second answer. Who is the best Super Bowl halftime performer of all time? Dane, you said Michael Jackson. That was the second best answer with 3. Grace, you said Katy Perry. Some other popular answers were Rihanna and then all the rappers from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And The Weeknd. The best Super Bowl snack, number 1 answer, buffalo chicken dip. That was 8 of the 22 people. Grace, you still got second answer with wings. That was 7. Dane, pizza was nowhere to be found on that list, unfortunately. Last week, we were off for President's Day. What U.S. president would have been the best wrestler in high school? Do either of you know who William Taft is?
Is he the big guy?
That's the big guy that got stuck in the bathtub. I thought you were going to say him. He was tied for the number 1 answer with Ronald Reagan. So, Grace, you got 4 points for that.
Theodore Roosevelt on there?
Probably
no,
not.
he was
Yeah,
not.
probably
No,
not.
no points there. The best wrestler turned actor is number 1 answer, The Rock, at 16. You guys aren't
Probably
watching enough Moana, apparently.
John Cena's got to be second, right?
John Cena was 3rd with 2 people. Dave Bautista was 3.
Wait, I think you said John Cena was third.
Yeah, he was 3rd, but he had
Bautista
2
was
points. Dave Bautista was 2nd. He had 3.
Oh,
People say him. So,
I think Dane,
Dane,
robbed on
0
that.
for 2 in the game.
Yeah.
That's rough.
It is.
Back up to some of the more serious questions now. What were your guys' expectations going into this wrestling season?
Well, I knew it was going to be hard in all the conditioning. I expected that, but I just expect to have fun, and we had a lot of away tournaments this year, so it was a lot more fun hanging with the teammates and just making good memories.
It being my first year, I didn't really know what to expect, but I put like a high expectation for like myself and like try to like, you know, refresh everything I know from wrestling and just try to get better. But I definitely think my expectation was to be hard because wrestling as a sport is literally like the hardest thing you can do.
Yeah, and do you think that your guys' season has lived up to those expectations?
Yeah, we were pretty dominant this year, especially with conference teams. We didn't really lose a lot. I think we were like...
We lost like 3
Yeah, I think we were
duels,
like
right?
11-3, 12-3, something like that. But as a second-year team, that's really good, and we have a lot more kids coming up from youth program at Bulldogs, so it's going to be fun a couple years to come by.
I speak for like the girls team. Like last year they had 2 girls on the entire wrestling team. This year I think we had about 12. So that was
It's a
definitely
big jump right there.
Yeah, that was big for our girls team, and going to a bunch of girls tournaments and like taking 4 placers to sectionals is definitely very big. So I think we definitely fulfilled a lot of expectations this year.
And speaking of sectionals, do you guys want to talk about your postseason experience so far and what that's been like for you?
Well, I didn't do too well. Sectionals, I had no idea who my first kid was, and he came out there and kind of smoked me, and then I won 2 more matches to make it the consolation semis, and then I lost that 9-10.
I mean, mine's been pretty good. I did really well at regionals and gave me a really good seat at sectionals, but I didn't perform how I wanted to at sectionals, but I still ended up with 3rd, so I got that ticket punched to get to state. But I'd say my postseason has definitely been good based off of tournaments, but the practices have definitely not let up. They're definitely pushing us a lot harder during this postseason.
Yeah, I think that's needed though, especially with what you were talking about yesterday, kind of all the really good wrestlers from up north coming in. What's the format like for state for wrestling?
So in my bracket, I've only wrestled 4 of them, and because almost everyone's up by like Champaign, they're all up by Chicago area, so definitely a big jump, and I've never seen any of my opponents before, so, but I have a 16-man bracket, so I definitely gotta, get out there and just do my absolute best to, just show up and show pride in our school.
Yeah, and you said you were the 10th seed, but you said that doesn't have a huge effect on how that stuff works.
Yeah, I don't think, seeds and records, once you get to postseason, I don't really think that matters a lot, because there are girls in my bracket who they're showing like 36-0 records, but those are all girls, so it doesn't really relate to my record because most of my losses are to guys. So I don't think once you get to, especially state, because, you're looking at top 16 in the state as it is, so I don't think records or seeds or anything really show how good everyone can be.
And so match 1 for you is Friday morning?
Yep.
And then how many times do you wrestle on Friday?
If
she wins both. If she wins, is it 1 match or 2 match?
I'll have 2 matches Friday if I win, and then hopefully I win both of those and can come back on Saturday.
Yeah. Is there anywhere, did you ever talk to Mr. Unger? Is there anywhere we can watch you wrestle at?
I think it's live on Flow Wrestling.
And NHSA.
Yeah, so there's definitely places that people can watch.
All right. Very cool. Do you guys, you're talking about all the girls with the undefeated records and from Chicago, stuff like that. Do you feel like underdogs pretty often? And if you do, does that affect you at all?
Yeah.
I'd say yeah.
Yeah. Typically in IHSA wrestling, they tend to favor like the up north kids because that's where like the IHSA association is. So I feel like a lot of down south people are always underdogs. Like, especially for example, a bunch of guys who won state last year from down south were second seed this year against people they already beat from up north. So yeah, they like to pick their favorites up north for sure.
I'd say state series for sure. Like, in all any predictions that were posted for state-wise, everything, it was all northern kids ranked above. But even as a team, I think people looking at us as our second year wrestling, and I think Dane can speak. The record last year wasn't that great, but so people were definitely looking over us this year. And I think definitely going 12-3 this season was definitely more of an underdog
That'll
take.
change the narrative right there.
Oh yeah,
flipping your record to 12-3. And you guys have grown the wrestling community around this area a lot now. Dane talked about last time he was on here how it's grown a lot from the club in Waterloo all the way up to in Redbud and all these different other high schools now having it. Grace, you're talking to Miss Farner yesterday about your family and how much they support you.
Oh, yeah.
And do you want to talk about what your family's going to be doing this weekend to go up there and support you?
Well, so my parents and my brother and his girlfriend are going up, and they got an Airbnb for 16 people. Mind you, I have a 7-person family counting me.
They're really excited to come support you with
they
this
are.
Airbnb.
Yeah, so I have aunts and uncles coming, and a bunch of friends are coming up on Saturday to watch me wrestle. So my family is definitely my biggest supporter. So I definitely give a big shout out to them, especially my older brother.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Dane's face is so pink.
I was like a tomato. I
was gonna hold it in the entire time, but he started making
Oh my goodness.
Clock back in.
People ask if we're ever going to film these, and episodes like this is why I want to start, because I wish the audience could see the stuff going on right now and why we're laughing so hard, because I really want people to see what's going on this side of the table over here. Oh, man. I feel like I was going to say something, and I didn't remember what now.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Here we go. Yeah, I think Unger needs to start thinking about getting a fan bus if we have so many wrestlers go to state next year, so that even more people can go watch you guys, because I know that's always a super cool experience to go to state for any sport.
Oh, yeah. Especially the send-off in the hallways. That's always cool, really cool.
How excited are you to do that all by yourself on Friday? Normally we have teams and a band, but it's just you.
Yep. It's definitely going to be an experience. My whole family is going to show up, too, so that's exciting.
That's going to be the best part right there.
Yeah.
And then on that note, how have you guys seen the community react to the addition and growth of the wrestling program here at Freeburg?
It's definitely up because last year, we weren't that good. We were first year. But this year, we got some real talent coming out, and they're just all putting work in. And I think the community sees how hard we're working and how we're all doing at tournaments. And they're all excited to come watch us wrestle every meet.
Especially even our first home duel against Breeze and Dubo, the stands were packed. Especially even our last home meet, we had a whiteout theme, confetti, everything. And, it's just insane to see how many people actually come out and support, because last year really not that many people came, but our home opener was completely packed in the stands, so that was really cool to see.
Yeah, I think as a fan, going to your matches this season has been super cool, and there has been a lot of people at every single one. Between the student section, we had more students at your last couple of wrestling meets than at some of the last basketball games.
Yeah.
Which I think for Freeburg is a huge deal, considering how many people normally go to the basketball games, and seeing even more at your wrestling matches. And then not just the students, there's always a ton of your guys' family and parents at every single match no matter what, so that's always a super cool experience. All right, last segment here, we have take it or leave it, so I'll say take it or leave it, and then the question, if you like it, you can take it. If you don't, you can leave it. Here we go, first one. Take it or leave it, the Super Bowl should be played at the higher seeded team stadium instead of the predetermined destination.
Leave it.
Leave it.
You
Because
like-
I feel like Super Bowl, no matter what the seats are, should be 50-50 chance to win. Everything should be like going towards both teams. I think.
You like the neutral side better.
Yeah, I think it's unfair to favor the number 1 seed team.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
The best part, take it or leave it, the best part of the Super Bowl is the food.
Take it. I like watching football, but just going, like, hanging out with my friends or family. I mean, buffalo chicken dip. I'm a big buffalo chicken dip fan, so I would definitely go watch a football game just to get some of that.
I would say probably leave it because this year I really dislike the Chiefs, and they and my sister husband is a really big fan of the Eagles, so we were all rooting for the Eagles, and they showed up and dominated.
Are you really into commercials or no? Because you're both football people, so you just want to watch the game.
I'm
I
not really a
mean,
commercial guy.
I used to be, like, back when they were really good, but now, I mean, I don't think they're the best commercials anymore. They definitely hit a decline, but when I was younger, the commercials were so funny, so.
Yeah, I think they're getting worse.
Oh, they definitely are. I used to love watching commercials. I used to love watching the Super Bowl for the commercials, but now, I mean, I'd rather just watch the game, just full play.
Yeah.
I agree on that.
Now, assistant host Nick, co-host Nick.
Take it or leave it. Valentine's Day is overrated nowadays.
Take it.
Take it. I feel like part of it is because, like, if you don't have a Valentine, then it's like, what's the point of Valentine's Day? But, I mean, you get chocolates. I mean, the candy's nice, but I would say I don't think it's way overrated.
I kind of both because I've never really been a big guy of Valentine's Day. I feel like it's kind of the bottom end of the holidays, so.
Grace's reaction to this.
I forgot the question was, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Grace noticed
This guy's got me
because she was
laughing
looking
so
at you
hard.
like you were.
The bottom
Crazy.
end of the holidays.
Is that your least
You
favorite?
said it's
Dane?
overrated. I agree because it's the bottom end of the holidays.
Is that your least favorite holiday?
I mean, I wouldn't say I hate it, but there's like Halloween's pretty cool, Christmas is pretty cool, so it's gotta be down there.
All right.
It's what?
And we get off of school for like almost every other holiday.
What makes
So
it bad? So you don't get off school.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Thank
Take it or
you,
leave it.
co-host Will, for chiming in over there for the first time on the podcast.
He's been laughing the entire time.
He's got to learn. It's okay. He'll make progress. Nick, last one.
Take it or leave it. Do you think Freeburg will have more than 4 wrestlers to make it a state next year?
I'll take it.
I think it could either be 3 or exactly 4, so I'm gonna go neutral. Because we have a lot of younger kids on our team that probably won't qualify next year, but after that year, I think for sure can. I think we'll be a powerhouse in 2 years.
I mean, I think, like, Dane, Jack, Lucas, the guys-wise, they qualified last year. I mean, Jack was pretty close, so was Dane. So I think if we just put more work in, I think we can definitely have more than 4. And Brielle Becker, she might be small, but she's pretty mighty. So I think she can make it there, too.
Small but mighty. That's the way to go right there.
Yep, sure is.
Grace, you have state.
Why'd you just do that?
You know, we don't film these, so you can't see what just happened, but Dane is doing something real interesting right now, and him and co-host Phil are really struggling not to laugh at each other.
Oh my god, I'm trying to make this kid laugh over I'm trying to make him laugh. Alright, carry that later.
Oh my goodness. This is like one of those episodes where people ask me why I don't film it. Like, I wish I could be filming this episode because then I could
bloopers would be so
then I could like leave this in and this would be good stuff. So, Grace, you have state this weekend, and Dane, you made it to underclass state, but when is that going to be taking place?
We have the regionals this weekend, so in 2 weeks the state will be.
So there's separate, like, regional and state for
There's regional,
underclass.
sectionals, then state.
And you did that last year too, right?
I got 5th last year at the state tournament.
So you're eyeing first place this year then, hopefully.
I think I can definitely make it to the finals, but I know there's at least one kid from up north, really a Catholic, that's pretty solid.
Do they separate you and your teammates if you both made it to state? Would you not make it till the championship, or would you both be on the same side of the bracket?
I mean, I don't know for our team, I don't think we're gonna have anybody in the same weight class wrestling. So I think
That's right.
we'll all be spread out.
I forgot
But
that
I
you
mean,
and
for
Jack were in
freshman and
different weight
sophomore
classes.
state, I think you can do that. So I depends on the seeding.
I was hoping we'd see state championship between you and Jack. I forgot Jack was in the heavier class, though.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys are on the lookout on social media for new updates on how Grace does at her state and how Dane does at the underclassmen state. And thank you guys both for being here and doing this with me.
Yep. No problem.
I know you guys are both really sad to miss out on the running you're missing right now from
Oh
practice.
gosh, we're devastated. We really are.
All right, thank you guys. That'll do it for this episode of the Freeburg Fan Zone podcast. I hope you enjoyed, and make sure you're subscribed to the Freeburg Athletics YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any new, exciting content during the upcoming spring sports season. Have a great rest of your day, and keep on cheering, Midget Nation.